today in Traverse City speaking with Lieutenant Kyle Clute of the Grand Traverse Metro Fire Department. Kyle, as we approach the colder months, the possibility of carbon monoxide poisoning increases. Why is that?
Well, as you've noticed, the air conditioners get turned off and the heaters start coming on. And a lot of times what carbon monoxide does is it is a product of combustion. So basically when you turn those heaters on, it's getting blown into your house a little bit more rapidly than it was in the warmer months throughout the year.
And the windows are shut, so fresh air is not coming in, and so the possibility of reaching a carbon monoxide poisoning is much higher. And the scary thing about carbon monoxide is it's not detectable. You don't smell it, you don't taste it, so how can it be detected?
Yeah, it's colorless, odorless, tasteless. So basically it's around us right now in this room, it's around you when you're outdoors. It's everywhere you go. Fortunately, it's rarely in levels that'll hurt you. So basically what you need to do is purchase a carbon monoxide detector. They run from anywhere from $10 to $100, whatever you want to pay for them. Basically, it's specifically designed to detect carbon monoxide.
And so some amount, like you were saying, is completely normal. Carbon monoxide is surrounding us right here and now, but those increased levels, they start causing some problems. What are some of those typical signs of carbon monoxide poisoning?
A lower level of carbon monoxide dosage basically will be lightheadedness or dizziness, maybe an upset stomach or a mild headache. As you get exposed over time to higher levels, you begin feeling a little bit more ill, to the point where you might seek medical attention. And then as it gets extreme, you could actually perish from carbon monoxide poisoning.
So some of those symptoms, the dizziness, the lightheadedness, those are symptoms that I feel like for me personally, if I was experiencing a slight headache, I wouldn't really think anything of it. So having those detectors in your home is extremely important because you yourself wouldn't notice.
Yeah, typically that lightheadedness or the dizziness could be from anything. So a lot of times when we do go to those calls where people call us for help and they can't really explain or account for why they're dizzy or lightheaded, we as responders start thinking a little bit further outside the box, and maybe we'll come in and actually check for carbon monoxide. And there has been cases where we've found people that had higher levels of carbon monoxide in their home, and that was part of a reason why they were feeling ill.
Is carbon monoxide poisoning pretty common? I mean, you hear about people having fire detectors, smoke detectors in their home because they don't want to have a fire burn down their place, but I feel like a lot of people think the carbon monoxide is overrated or just don't think they need it.
Well, we preach smoke alarms, and everybody knows what smoke alarms do and why they're important, but they often forget about their carbon monoxide alarms. Or if people do decide to purchase a carbon monoxide alarm, that's it, it's good. And what happens is they typically last about 5 to 7 years, and they neglect them and forget about them, or they don't even touch the batteries in them. We recommend, with this pretty close to the same stuff that we do for our smoke alarms, is that you check them once a month. So you push the button and make sure they alarm. You replace the batteries at least once a year, sometimes twice a year. And with carbon monoxide alarms, you want to replace them every 5 to 7 years usually. And you want to have one on every level of your home, much like smoke alarms. They are important to have. A lot of people forget about them. Northern Michigan, we're at a little bit higher risk for carbon monoxide because we are heating half the year or over half the year in some cases. However, we do educate a lot of people about it, and we do find a lot of them in homes.
So making sure to have them on each level, because it can't detect it if it's just on the bottom level and you have 3 stories, obviously, and making sure to replace those batteries consistently in the entire device about every 5 years. And so where can people get carbon monoxide detectors if they are in need of one?
So you can purchase carbon monoxide alarms anywhere you can buy smoke alarms. Any of your hardware stores, any of your large box stores, any of your bigger construction places. And like you said, they are important to have on every level of the house, and we do like to see them in places where they have a little bit higher of a risk, outside the furnace room, down the hallway from where you actually sleep, or closer to the garage. Not necessarily in the garage, but where you'll actually hear it in the house near the garage.
Great, all good information, especially as we're approaching those colder months. Make sure you have a working carbon monoxide detector in your home. I'm Abigail Blackrick in Traverse City with My News 26.